I just migrated my UVA from 3.2 to 3.3, and let me tell you some of the things that are relevant about. This short video is going to be mostly about machine learning, which I haven't used or highlighted before. But let me get the non-machine learning ones. These 5 rules, or they call it use cases, but there are additional 5 rules in UVA now, standard UVA without machine learning, that look for education, religion, and government, data filtration by printing. You can read for yourself here. So if we actually go into the rules in UVA and look under UVA for religion, we find that new UVA rule. But the important thing on machine learning, first of all, in the past I was always concerned with machine learning taking too much memory. It used to be that 1 gigabyte was good enough for 500 users. Now the same 1 gigabyte is good for 8,000 users, so it's actually 16 times, not even 15, which is irrelevant. There's also a new machine learning use case for data download that we're going to see, and there's a capability for you to create your own custom machine learning models. Let's actually dive into it. Let me actually go into UVA here, and notice that I have my machine learning now installed. And if you click on it, and the installation was really very simple. I enabled some use models. This is the new one, the data downloaded, and when you enable these, automatically the system goes and look back for 1 week of data, right? Since I just did this, and I'm not sure I'm going to be getting a lot of relevant data about it. But in any one of those cases, for example, let's look at this one, the first one, access activity. You can always modify how much risk variations on this particular event takes. Scale the risk value from a value from 1 to 10, and the system automatically knows whether to select 1 or 10 based on the activity. What confidence do you have, the retention level, period, this to show a graph on the particular user. We're going to see that in a minute. And what AQL filter is actually being used. You can do that for all the models. And so if we actually go back here and look in any one of the users, because we have that access graph enabled, we should see here on this user, access activity in there. I don't have any data because I just installed that, but this is the type of graph that you add by switching that button. What I think it is most remarkable, besides the memory, is the fact that you can create your own custom model. So let's go there. If you click in here on this button, let's say that I'm going to, do something for Office 365, and you can leverage on a particular template that is created. For example, Office 365 file activity. So you can take that one and you can, modify here the custom property that you're using. In this particular case is event count. In the function, these are a subset of the AQL functions that are for grouping things out, like average, minimum, maximum, and things like that. So this is a small subset of all the AQL functions. And in here there is the actual AQL search that you are using, and below there is a summary. So you can start with a template that had been provided, and actually there are a good set of templates provided. Notice that there's one for S3 buckets. So it's a lot of, you don't have to start from scratch. You get a bunch of this stuff. Probably out of the box you can use many of these. So should you want to change any one of those, you can modify the custom property, group it differently, and do the AQL. And remember that if you are not very sharp on AQL, whatever search you do in QRadar, let me actually go there. So you can always do whatever search you want to do in Arial or applying filters, whatever you do, and save it. And once you save it, let me actually go into the search that I have saved in here. Let me click into any one. Notice that you have the show AQL button that will show you what that AQL query looks like. You can copy into the clipboard and you can paste it right there. So in short, if you want to create your model, then let's say you want to track the number of times that people batch in and out and see if there are deviations from what they normally do, and then that add risk to the person. Or if you want to do something on some transactions that your people do, let's say HR folks, they look at these very many records typically on a day, and you want to create a model that say, well, if somebody looks at too many HR records, I want to add some risk because maybe the HR person went rogue or somebody compromised his credentials using any kind of Mimikatz attack stuff that we have shown other videos, and they are monitoring way too many records in HR. So whatever the function it is, if the data gets to Curator, you can create your model. And now with that efficiency increase on the memory consumption for machine learning, I think that it might be ready for you to give it a try.